Hey everyone, welcome to the iBuumerang compensation plan training series. My name's Tyler Davidson John, and I'm thrilled today to take you through the dual team compensation plan with iBuumerang and how you can start today and start making money straight away. So how does the dual team work? Very simple. You've just got a left team and you've got a right team. So every single time you bring someone into the business on a membership pack, they will get placed on either a left team or a right team, and you have the control to determine and decide where you'll be placing your ambassadors. Understand, customers do not go into the dual team. They flow into another side of the compensation plan, which is in a couple of videos. First thing first, what happens when you build a team of ambassadors? They get placed into a left team or a right team. If they come in on coach class, 150 business volume gets flowed into the team of which you've placed them into. If they come in on business class, 300 BV gets flowed into the team which you place them into. If they're coming on first class, 600 business volume flows into the team that you place them into. So just say hypothetically, this is you got started today, you've done the right thing, you're not leaving any money on the table, you're going all in, and you've started on first class. The very first thing you want to do is activate your commissions. The way you activate your commissions and start getting paid on the dual team is you personally sponsor one person left, and you personally sponsor one person on your right team. This is personally who you bring into the business. Just say the person you brought into the left comes in on first class, 600 points flows into that team. The person you bring into the right, just say they come in on business class, that flows into the right team. And then the person you brought in on first class, he brings in a business class on the left. The person you brought in on business on the right, they then bring in a first class on the right. And your team just starts to grow. People start to sponsor their two people. They've got their own left and right teams. They start to sponsor people. And this is how it goes. It just starts to grow and people start to come in your team, left and right, inside, outside, everywhere. Every single person that gets positioned into the compensation plan after you, all that volume flows up to you. And it's very simply how you get paid. The left team this specific week has brought in 2,250 business volume on the left. That's the total calculation for what's been brought into this team on in your first week, hypothetically. Just say your right team, this total calculation you can see on screen right now, that's brought in 1,950 business volume. Now, this could be your first week, this could be your 10th week. It runs weekly, and we'll talk more about that. So here's what happens. How does iBuumerang pay you? What happens is iBuumerang will pay you a percentage on the team's lesser leg. So in this case, your right team's brought in slightly less volume than your left team. So what will happen is iBuumerang will pay you a certain percentage, depending on rank, which we'll go into on the next slide. They will pay you a certain percentage on the lesser team. In this case, you got paid a certain percentage on the right team because that had the lesser volume. So you get paid on 1,950, and here's what happens then to your left team. Your left team will deduct the same as the right, 1,950, but because the left team has slightly more volume, here's what happens, and here's the really cool thing. 300 points will then roll over, and it will start the following week with 300 points already on the left team, because your left team brought in 2,250, your right team brought in 1,950, so it pays you on the 1,950, and the difference between the stronger leg and the lesser leg, which is 300 in this instance, that rolls over, and it already starts the following week with that volume. And that can continue to build up. If you have one team grow slightly faster than the other, you're not missing out on the volume on your stronger team because it'll continue to build up. It'll never flush, which is really, really cool. But understand, it's best to keep your teams as equal as possible. So if you start to see one team growing faster than the other, it's essential to start placing more people on the lesser leg because you want to try and keep your teams as evenly balanced as possible. So how does this work and what would be your pay? If you come in on coach class, you get paid 10% of the lesser leg. If you come in on business class, you get paid 12% of the lesser leg. If you come in on first class, you get paid 15% of the lesser leg. So let's break this down. On the calculation we've just seen, you would get paid $195 on that specific example on the previous slide of what we've just showed you, you would get paid $195 on that production if you come in on coach class. If you come in on business class, that production that week would pay you $234. If you were to start on first class, that production that you've just seen in the previous slide would pay you $292.50. Now, here's the cool thing. If you start on first class, iBuumerang wants to pay you as much money as possible. So in your first 30 days, if you start on first class, you actually get paid 20%. So in the previous example you've just seen, you'd actually get paid $390 for your first 30 days instead of 15%. So it's critical that you understand that if you don't start on first class, you're leaving money on the table. So if you're not on first class right now, make sure you upgrade to first class and maximize the earning potential, especially in that first month, because it's 20%. Now, when you get to what's called the leadership ranks in iBuumerang, the percentage will increase every single time you rank advance up. So when you're Sapphire, you get paid 15%. So it's important to understand that when you start on first class, you're actually getting paid leadership pay. If you start on coach or business, you have to get to Sapphire before you get the 15%. So you're leaving money on the table as you rank advancing up towards Sapphire. That's why it's critical to start at Sapphire. When you get to Ruby, you get paid 16% every single week on the lesser team volume. Emerald, 70%. Diamond, 18%. Blue Diamond, 19%. And Black Diamond, plus 20%. So understand this. If you're not Black Diamond, you're not maximizing the dual team. That's why it's the goal for everyone to get to Black Diamond, because that's where you're leaving no money on the table when it comes to the dual team and you're maximizing your pay every week. Understand this compensation plan pays weekly in the dual team. So every single week, the computer takes a screenshot at the end of every single week and it will pay you on the lesser team volume every single week. Upgrades count as well. So just hypothetically understand that if someone joins your team on coach class and 150 BV flows into the compensation plan, and then at a later date, they decide to upgrade to first class, which is normally 600 BV, the difference of 400 BV when they upgrade will flow into the compensation plan there as well. So if you've got a team that's developing and there's people that are not on first class, be sure to contact your team and let them know that they need to upgrade and go all in. Because when they upgrade to first class, that flows into the binary as well. Understand this. There's no cap on this. It can run to infinity. There's no level cap. This will run as deep as you possibly can. And the actual earning cap is $250,000 a week. So you can actually earn $1 million a month in this styled compensation plan just on the dual team.